Hi, it's Paul from Hench Herbivore, and if you want to know what a vegan personal trainer / nutritionist actually eats, stay tuned for my kitchen tour. Let's just start over here and work around. So this is the supplements area. As you can see, I'm a big fan of Vivo Life Perform. Got the Madagascan vanilla, I've got the acai and blueberry, and I've got the salted maca caramel. Got this Thrive Living multi-nutrient. I don't use it a whole lot because I eat so much produce, I don't think I really need it, but for days when I feel like I need an extra boost to my nutrients, I might whack some of that in. Got the Vivo Life matcha as well, full of antioxidants. Nice, better than coffee really. I've got these two magic lattes. This one is for sleep, this one is for performance. They've got the medicinal mushrooms, which are really health promoting, and I've got the new plant-based omega-3s you can get from Vivo Life. You may know that I'm an ambassador with this company, so link in the description if you want to get a nice little discount. Also, we've got the seaweed dulse. We've got an empty jar, which is normally full of amla, the most antioxidant-rich spice in the world. Sadly, I've run out at this time. Got the omega-3 that I was already taking. Got this rhodiola rosea supplement. It's meant to be good for energy, endurance, strength, and mental capacity, one of those so-called adaptogens. This is an iodine tincture. Usually I use seaweed for my iodine now. And you can see I'm a big fan of CBD as well. This is a month's supply for me. A lot of athletes rave over it for recovery from exercise, pain mitigation. I think because my diet is so on point, I don't get any of those benefits. I don't think there's any more to be had. But certainly it aids me in relaxing in the evening so I can switch off and like calm myself down and then have a real good restful night's sleep. And it's also great as an anxiolytic. So my public speaking after taking this really went up a notch. And I was phobic of that before, so I think it's great for those things. Again, link in the description and money off with my discount code. So we've got chopped tomatoes, good base for loads of different dishes. Refried beans, virtually no oil in there, it's not been fried. Some varieties use lard. This isn't one of, not in this country in any case. And it's a great sandwich filler like top Ryvitas and oat cakes, things like that. Great source of protein. Of course, I've got my nutritional yeast. If you don't know that, it's like a cheesy, nutty flakes that you can put on your different meals. This vegetable gravy, obviously processed. I promote more whole foods than processed, but that's relatively healthful as processed things go. And then coming down, we've got some different teas. Green tea, peppermint, chamomile, good for sleep. Cherry and cinnamon, just for a nice taste. Got some normal builder's tea for usual kind of people rather than us weirdos. Fennel there. Lemon balm, that's in the mint family, very health promoting. Mint is the highest antioxidant of the herbs. And then we've got hibiscus petals, so the most antioxidant rich tea in the world. I don't know what the hell these are.
Wormwood.
What's that for, like teas?
Yep.
So what's this, red clover?
Red clover, yeah.
Cocoa powder is very good. It's taken out the saturates, but it's got all the magnesium and great stuff in there. Coffee I do use on occasion. I shouldn't really. It's not great for you, but sue me. Organic molasses, it's got some good minerals in. If you're going to use a sweetener, that's one of the better ones by way of nutrition.
I use this to make cakes when non-vegans come round.
Yeah, we don't generally eat sugars. There's some sweet chili dipping sauce that's been here for about a year or so, not even opened it. This is quite good in terms of it's no fat and sugar, low calorie, but it's got some additives in. Again, I've not even opened this one, but it's a good little standby. Just tons of, I'm not going to go through all these, but tons of herbs and spices. Harissa there. I don't know what to say really, it's just herbs and spices.
Bay leaves and all different seeds and whatnot.
Yeah. Anyway, you know what herbs and spices are. If there is such a thing as a superfood, which, you know, superfood is a marketing term, it's just to try and get you to part with your hard-earned money. But if there is such a thing as a superfood, herbs and spices, virtually no calories, lots of nutrition, so they're great staples, and you know, add in as much as you can. I missed out this part earlier. This is gram flour, so it's actually made from chickpeas, so a high protein flour, and then we've just got lentils there. Very good base ingredient. We'll just go through the appliances as they're here. Microwave, don't be afraid of them. They're actually one of the better ways of cooking in order to retain nutrition, believe it or not. There's a nutrition facts video if you don't believe me. Good old Vitamix, one of the best blenders on the market, probably the best movie maker on the market. Food processor, really handy. This is one of my latest loves. It's an air fryer, so you put your stuff in there and it works like a deep fat fryer but without the fat, so it's much more healthful. And then the old George Foreman grill. Sadly, in my formative years I cooked many a chicken breast on there. Now being a little bit more enlightened in terms of ethics and the environment and my own health, just put tofu and stuff on there now. There's some fruits, and bananas are in different varying stages of ripeness. Got some nice pears, oh that feels nice and ripe. Got some different apples, mandarins, lemon there. And watermelons! Probably this time of year, so I probably won't eat them. Seaweeds. So we've got furikake, which is used in sushi making. It's sesame seeds with some different spices in there. It's also got a little seaweed. There's a little rolling mat. Wakame, we've got nori sheets. Coming down there, kind of bread. So we've got whole grain wraps. These have got sweet potatoes, so high in vitamin E. Whole grain rolls. This brand's got flax seeds in there, so one way to get your omega-3s. And then we've got loads of different rice cakes. Moving along.
This is the sort of odds and sods cupboard.
Odds and sods. There's some jam here. Probably that'll be there for a million years because it's not good to really eat jam. This is all made from fruit though, so one of the better ones. Bolognese sauce, you know, processed, but it's got no oil. It's relatively healthful. Get plenty of lycopene from that. If you're in a rush, it's a good addition. Roasted edamame, no oil, just very high protein. Obviously there's a little salt in there, so do be careful. Water chestnuts for stir fries. Got salsa, great addition. This one is real low salt, scallop and mustard, it's a good one. Cassava flour, if you want to make some unusual dishes. Got a can of lentils, they'll probably be sitting there for like a couple of years or so. And then I got given these falafel mixes and organic sunflower mince. They look really, really helpful. Just not got round to cooking with them yet. Let's have a look in the freezer. What do we got here? Ice cubes, well, iced strawberries. Got some very ripe bananas which have been frozen. You can make banana ice cream, base for smoothie bowls. Persimmon, they don't really ripen in this country if you buy them unripened, but you can ripen them by freezing them and letting them thaw out. It's sort of the same thing.
Some Moroccan lentil soup leftovers there.
Oh, Moroccan lentil soup. Lovely. It's one of my favourites. Is that an old cookbook?
Yes.
Forthcoming cookbook. Check it out. And this drawer we've got pineapples. This breakfast topper is nice. Goes on like porridge and things. It's a mixture of strawberry, peach, pineapple and mango. Very delicious. Tons of berries. I tend to have a lot of berries every day. Some pomegranate, arils. Tempeh, high protein. It's made from just sort of soybeans set in some mycelium. So fermented, so it's very good for you. Plenty of corn on the cob, just sweet corn. And then lovely peas. Okay, so we've got date syrup, which is water and dates whizzed up. We only need a little bit at a time, but you can't make a little bit because you need a bit of volume in the blender for it to all work. So we make a decent amount. You can use it in recipes, black bean brownies, things like that. And I'll use it as a topping for like fruit. Maybe I'll have it with some soya yogurt, something like that. It's just a sweet little topping. Got some green sriracha. Flax meal. So once you grind up flax seeds, it does start to go rancid, so by keeping it in the fridge, keeps it for longer. These are a daily inclusion for me. They're really prostate protective, high in omega-3. And then we've got lots of nuts and seeds. Again, it's better to keep them in the fridge so they don't go rancid. Brazils, walnuts, pistachios, almonds, pecans. Got some olives, don't eat them regularly, very, very high in salt. I prefer the Kalamata olives if I'm gonna eat them, but we put these on our pizza recently to just make it look a bit more special. Got a couple of cheeses there. Tyne cheese is made with cashews instead of coconut oil, which is bad for your heart health. Ethiopian spice and za'atar spice. They do a whole range of different cheeses and they're all very, very delicious. What's this?
That's some deodorant I made.
Deodorant, what did you make that with? Coconut oil?
Yep, baking soda, xanthan gum and shea butter.
Okay, and if you're going to use coconut oil, just use it externally, don't swallow it, it's going to kill you. Straubs, bloobs. Here are some mayonnaise that Gemma made recently for a recipe, and obviously we've got more than we needed. What is this made from? Silken tofu?
Yeah.
Silken tofu, mayonnaise. So very helpful, very high in protein, not going to give you bad heart health. Piri piri sauce. Got a couple of salsas on the go. In the crisper, we've got cauliflower, broccoli, a couple of chilies, a couple of spring onions, a little bit of cucumber and a carrot. Up to the top here, wasabi. Tomato puree. We've got this vegetable stock. It's a bit salty, but it's relatively healthy other than that. So we keep plenty of those in stock. Good base for soups and stews and things like that. Got some lemon and lime on the go. Brown miso paste. Dr. Gregor recommends that in place of salt. Whole grain mustard, I really, really love that. Cashew butter, tahini, which is just whizzed up sesame seeds. And then this sesame sprinkle. It's a sesame seed garnish with burnt garlic, cumin and chili. Very, very delicious. This zinc sulfate. If you're starting to get a cold and you notice you've got a bit of a scratch in your throat, if you just apply this a few times a day, we've found, like more often than not, Gemma, doesn't it? It actually beats it.
Helps in the night if you're coughing in the night time.
A couple of my friends at the gym have found the same thing, so a real good little hack there. And we've got B12. This one is adenosylcobalamin with methylcobalamin. Some people say that is the best one to take. Opinions vary. Dr. Greger goes with the cyanocobalamin, saying that the methylcobalamin didn't work for one person in one study once, which I don't know, that doesn't seem like a great reason not to advocate for it. He says the cyanocobalamin seems to work for most people, but then some people can't methylate. I mean, you ought to know if you can methylate or not because you've been in horrible, terrible health. So anyway, that's the one we're using currently. Soy milk, a little bit of tomato sauce, Tabasco, and brown rice vinegar. I'm trying to open this cupboard door, but this cat won't move. Anyway, we'll try and...
Not much in there anyway.
Spuds.
Things.
This metal flask is pretty good from fire and ice, keeps warm things warm, keeps cold things cold. It's just solid steel, so it's good quality. Metal lunchboxes, no plastic. There's a juicer in the back, which I can't be bothered to reach out, but and here's a Yonanas machine. You just put your frozen bananas in the top, push it down, kind of ice cream comes out that end. You can add berries and things as well. One sided in matcha, that's particularly nice. Okay, noodles, oodles of noodles. This is good for high protein, red lentil fusilli from Tesco. Quinoa, high protein grain. Here we've got tricolour quinoa, nearly run out. You may notice we're using a lot of glass jars, so we're trying to recycle things now. We're trying not to use plastic, and we go to Ethical Ernie Zero Waste Shop, and we fill up from their hopper, so cuts down on the old plastics, very good. Brown rice breadcrumbs. Breaded foods make for a really nice change. You can just bake them in the oven so you don't need to fry. Brown sushi rice, boom. With white rice and other grains, obviously they take out the two parts of the grains that have most of the nutrition. You're just left with the endosperm, which is pretty much just empty calories. Oats, eat a lot of porridge. There's a more processed cereal, really eat that. This usually isn't too bad though, it's full of healthy stuff. What's in this one? Those are glass jars for later use. Fruity flaxseed mix, I think that came from Lidl, so even the cheaper supermarkets have got some healthy stuff in there now. Cacao nibs, that's got some long chain triglycerides. I won't be eating that, I don't even know why that's in there really. Cashews, lots of sultanas and raisins. Pumpkin seeds. Then we've got a healthy peanut butter with no additives. Almond butter, really great for vitamin E. It's one of my main sources of Vit E. However, this is the best almond butter I've found. Very runny, it's really pourable. Pick the nut, highly recommend that one. More flax seeds, they don't need to be refrigerated because they've got thick shells. Same with chia seeds. Flax and or chia seeds should be eaten daily by vegans just for that omega-3. Sesame seeds, I don't like the black ones, but they're just good for photos for Instagram and whatnot sometimes. Mulberries, like nature's toffee, very energy dense as well. Got some old mixed nuts, probably throw those out actually, I should have been in the fridge. White sesame seeds, they're more delicious. Been coating tofu with those lately and baking them. They come out really crispy and real delicious sesame flavour. Top tip. What's this, desiccated coconut?
Yeah.
Desiccated coconut. According to the science, you can eat some of this, it's not too bad. Coconut oil with a long chain of very long chain triglycerides. We've got a squash, that's a rather fancy looking squash. Another butternut squash, I don't actually know the name of that one. Ginger I juice regularly for tea, it's really anti-inflammatory, great as a pre-workout. Red onions, much more antioxidant rich than white. Good old avocados, got some nice healthful fats in there. And some garlic, obviously really good for you. What is this, basil?
Yeah.
Basil! Tomatoes, if you keep them in the fridge, you ruin the flavour, so keep them room temperature. So as well as our normal juice, we've got this citrus press. We used electronic ones for the first year we were vegan, and we got through several, didn't we? They all broke. These are fairly expensive, but you know, they're really, really good. Not that we typically juice now, I don't think it's the healthiest thing to juice loads of fruit. If you extract the juice from the fruit minus the fibre, it plays havoc with your blood sugar. And then we've also got this water filter by Berkey. Best one on the market in my view. It outperforms most water filters in almost every category, and it's one of the cheaper ones. Link in the description if you want to go and have a look at that. Got some tamari there. apple cider vinegar. In the bottom here, lots of legumes, kidney beans, lentils, butter beans, cannellini, black beans, you get the idea. Then dried fruits. These urban fruit strawberries are particularly tasty. I'm bulking at present, so I find dried fruits, you know, very calorically dense for little volume, so real good staple.
Not now, I'm busy.
Dried figs, actually a really good source of calcium among other things. These forest fruits, mangoes, are particularly delicious, nice and succulent. Available at Tesco. And we've got that good old vegan staple dates. Apricots, these ones are unsulfured, so they're not a bright orange colour. They're also not got that horrible aftertaste. Really sweet and delicious. This is how dried apricots should look. Take note. And then one of my favourite little things, we've got these fruit and nut bars. They're basically naked bars. Well, some of them actually are naked bars. Cocoa, orange, particularly delicious. But then this one is from Lidl. Same sort of thing, just fruit and nuts. Carrot cake one. Bakewell tart. And they're all mine. Sorry.
He's hurting me.
Kick his head in.
He doesn't mean it. No, get off me, I gotta get off.
You think it's all over, but we actually got a fridge in the living room because there wasn't room in here. Follow me. Doorway chin-up bar. Blackberries. I love a blackberry. These are good. Red cabbage, most antioxidant bang for your buck. Yellow pepper. I try to get the different colours in by the end of the day. Red peppers, we've got red grapes there. Our produce normally comes from Norfolk Veg Box, so it comes without plastic, which is obviously very good. So we've got cherry tomatoes, collie, another cabbage, some spinach, good old mushrooms, spring onions. Why do I keep forgetting what cucumbers are? Cucumber, courgettes, kale there. Some romaine lettuces. This kale came from Norfolk Veg Box, so that's loose. And we're nearly there now. Got a mixed bean chilli from Tesco. Obviously, we don't really want the plastic. It's just handy to have something quick and easy when you're on the go. So, Alpro soy yogurt, really high in protein, so a good way to get some extra protein in. Whack it on like fruit and things like that. Soya milk. Don't believe the BS about lowering your testosterone or raising your estrogen. It's all BS. White wine vinegar and water for when you're out on the go. Oh, and some stickers and fridge magnets. Bit of propaganda. Click this, it's great! Your opinion may vary.
I thought you were going to say something like, not sponsored by Kellogg's.
Yeah.